right, so I'm Ed Booth, and I am the city manager of Port Wentworth till the 27th of February. When I come back from leave, then it's over with. And I'm here to announce that 6 of the 7 employees have resigned and the city hall is closed. Normally a city of 12,000 has 40 employees, but they have been working double jobs, you know, and only 7 of them, instead of getting praise, they have had a hostile work environment from the council. They have been threatened. The council has come in and said, well, we have the majority and you can be fired, not understanding what the charter says. And it's obvious from the workshop we had on Wednesday that they really believe that they don't have to abide by the charter. They're doing it their way. And they keep, and so they have thrown out all the projects that this staff has worked on for a year to provide quality of life here. We are putting in a fire station, we are putting in a police station, more admin rooms, putting in a sports complex. This city doesn't have anything. It has no library, it has no post office, it doesn't have any parks, it has no walking paths. It really has nothing. And so we were trying to do that, and it's obvious that the new council doesn't want any part of that, and threw it out in a nanosecond.
So 6 out of the 7 have resigned today?
This is their last day and they've already walked.
So it's probably easier to ask who's left. What's the name of the employee who's left?
Yes. Oh, what employees left?
Yeah.
1 clerk.
Is that Shanta?
No, not the clerk. She left. It was, you know, I don't know if I have a list. I think I gave them all the way. No, here. These are the people who actually left.
Okay. So they quit. Do you have another one?
Well, they resigned because they were department heads.
Oh, it's on the bottom? Okay. What is it?
And they gave their
I'm sorry.
they gave their resignations 2 weeks ago.
So the clerk of council, who's also the director of operations, has quit.
Yes,
The director of human resources has quit.
she has quit.
The city accountant has quit.
Yes,
The municipal clerk who does utility billing has quit.
that's true.
And the municipal clerk that does accounts receivable has quit.
Yes,
So how would somebody pay their utility bill?
I don't know.
How would someone apply for a job?
They can't.
How are you running the city? How will the city pay its bills?
I have no idea. I'm on vacation and I resigned on the 27th of February.
Well, this is pretty extreme.
It is very extreme, and I wouldn't want this to happen. You know, I really like fixing cities, and I did not ask these people to resign, but they have been under such a hostile work environment that they have decided that they're going to leave.
Do you think if something changes and the council and you can work something out, would you come back? And if so, would they come back?
I don't know. I don't think so. I won't come back. You know, it's obvious that I can't work with this council because they aren't going to go along with the charter, and they want to run the city.
Can you explain, maybe give an example of what hostile looks like versus just a disagreement?
Sure. Hostile is coming in and saying, we have the majority of the votes, we can fire you.
Who's we?
The council.
Well, I mean, is that an individual that's going into an office and saying something or threatening people during a meeting, or what do you mean by we?
Yeah, it's the council. If you look at the last workshop, you will say that they threatened our architect that was building all this infrastructure. It is the same thing they've done to the employees.
Are these threats in writing? Are they in person?
Yeah, they're in person. However, this one happens to be on tape, and you can go to our website and pull it up.
Has anyone from the council been here today to see
Oh,
what-
absolutely. The mayor has, Mr. Pig was. So two of them were here to back up what I'm saying. And all I was going to say is I'm resigning, but everybody else decided to do the same thing.
So, can you explain, does this have anything to do with emergency services? Like
No, it
police?
does not.
Okay.
The police chief, fire chief, they're all in place.
So if someone has an emergency, they can call 911,
That's absolutely correct.
but they can't do anything else.
That's all they could do. You can go to the building department, you know, to get a building permit, but there is no way for them to pay for it.
Citizens at home who are gonna see this later tonight, who live here, what do you want them to know?
Call your council member and vote, because of the 12,000 in this city, only 700 voted.
So you talk about in this letter, you're concerned about the depletion of the $30 million in reserve funds?
We are, and the city shouldn't have that much money to begin with, but we do. And we're afraid that rather than go to quality of life issues and projects, it is going to be depleted.
Depleted for what purpose?
We don't know. It's just from what our one of our council members wants to put in a contract for her sister that takes over all the finances in the city. And she is demanding and demanding that we sign it. What I mean we, I mean the council.
Who's that?
Who? Joe?
Which
Joe
council?
White.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Joe Smith.
And so the normal procedure is the city pays its own bills, takes care of its own finances.
It does.
You don't need an outside person to do that, do you?
No, that's the way I saw it.
So 30 million, you said that's a lot of money in the bank for them to have on the reserve?
Absolutely.
Why is there that much money in the bank, and how much should there be?
Probably about 6 months worth of operation funds. I would say that we ought to have about 6 million in the bank. That's a normal city. That's Pooler, that's Garden City. We have way over it because they haven't provided any quality of life. And we were about to do that, but not now.
Have you ever have you been city manager other
For
places?
25 years.
What, have you ever seen anything like this? Obviously, you're thinking these guys don't know what they're doing. How much do they not know what they're doing?
Right. Now, when I took over from another colonel, Colonel Jones, who I guess fell in love, but anyway, and he convinced me to come here from Corpus Christi. And I was only there for a short time. And before that, I was putting a city together in Florida, High Springs, that was going bankrupt. And so I stayed there for 7 years, and I took a year off for sabbatical, and then Jones convinced me to come here, but he warned me that this is like no other city you have ever been in. He was right.
Corpus Christi, when were you there? What year?
Where?
In Corpus Christi.
Oh, I was there just in 2020.
Wow, I spent most of my career there.
All
We
right.
just missed each other.
Okay, I guess so.
Yeah.
So when he said this is like no other city, I'm assuming you're saying that's not a compliment.
No, it wasn't. And I came here because I thought I could bring quality of life projects like I've done for the last 25 years, and I pushed them. But obviously I ran into a roadblock and I quit.
I mean, it's not uncommon for city managers to be beholden by the whims of the next city council, but how is this different than what you've ever experienced?
Well, normally we sit down and talk about what we have done in the last year. They just made a decision in a nanosecond and said, we're not doing any of that.
Good luck.
Oh, I'll have a good time. I'm not leaving. This is my terminal assignment, and I'm not going to stay in Port Wentworth, but I'm going to stay in the area. I bought a condo, and my kids will come down.
So you said Mayor Norton was here today.
He was.
And Councilmember Jones.
Yes.
What was their reaction, and did they speak to you about it?
They understood. They understood why the employees are walking out. And what can they do about it? Nothing. They can contact the state and tell the state that we have closed. And hopefully the state will step in.
So I was texting someone earlier who mentioned some of the sentiment of people who live here is that this is a ruse. What is your response to that?
A ruse?
Yeah.
What do you mean, a ruse?
A ruse meaning the context was that this is in response, this has happened before by past staff members in response who couldn't get their way with the council and set up the council to fail.
No, they're all left. This isn't a ruse. And I won't come back for any reason.
But Ford did boycott one time. and
See,
shut-
I wasn't here, but,
Yeah,
and the city itself has had a history of this. But this is the first time, I think, all the employees walked out.
Do you have a copy of your resignation with you as well as the resignations of other employees who resigned?
No, I only have mine.
Okay. Who will they tender their resignation to? I mean, just
No, they already have.
they already have? They
Yes.
tendered to you?
No,
Or-
they gave it to the personnel director,
Okay.
and she resigned.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
There
So-
isn't anybody down there.
I'm sorry, did I understand you correctly? You said your last day is the 27th, but you're on vacation till
I
then?
am.
Okay, so after this, you're out?
I'm out.
Okay.
So when's your official last date?
27th of February.
But until then,
I'm on vacation.
How's your contract structured? I mean, do you, if you choose to terminate your employment or resign like you have, how is that structured?
It's structured that I have to give them 30 days notice,
Okay.
and I turned in my notice on the 27th of January,
Okay.
and I did so to the personnel director who gave it to the mayor.
Are there payouts or anything associated with your contract if you resign early?
No.
No.
So there are 6 people including you, and you're saying that the municipal clerk is still here? Accounts payable?
There is one.
Okay. So there's 6 out of 7 are gone?
Yeah,
And
that's
you're
it.
one of the 6?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And I wish the city well.